Jamunina, me mamuna, Hanamida, I'm a module, I'm sorry, and I do not bantino. The sun, no, China is a plus 30. A chromo habe de a chromo habe fe. Well, won't you no? Would ye, Yakobusa? Hey! And grow water, a pound by shell, China dear. Oh, a bay fe. A bay is a milk and honey, milk and nonny, a visit fear for it, milk and honey. Anyway, listen, yeah, you are all welcome to the show, those of you who are already hanging in there and watching and listening. Mansa Musa is ready with tonight's Fire Will Burn You. And it's all about the fact that, you see, BC Sisi Dapa, a bear punishing a busy anyway. For what it's worth, I'm with the latter. Bruniveka said the latter, Chese, Omo Mufu say, you know, Minio Muyagini, Hengus Yaga. You see, because at the moment, you know, I trying about one, so we have all been drawn to focus on leakage, focus on police leakage. And so that is what it's going to be. Whilst we are focusing on the leakage, Sisi Dapa is going away with her booty. Ni booty na booty. You see, that is what is going to happen. Then some other few bits and pieces that we need to talk about. Listen to Asafo J. How can somebody spend about 400 million digging a manhole? You see another word, pond. Is it pond? Something. Miss Reza. Anyway, when it comes to linguistics, some people, but linguistics, no one thing I can say, it's not difficult, especially when you are on the right path. I tell you seriously, if your linguistics is about the truth, I tell you it's very easy. You can pump ahead. Breaking news in this, Alan Tremantin withdraws from the NPP flag bearer race. Waste of money. I say one of the leading members of the NPP flag bearership, Alan Tremantin, has officially withdrawn from the race. Alan cites the intimidation to delegates in the recently held Superdelegates Conference, among others, as some of the reasons that have informed his decision to drop out of the race. Enti Alam Tremantin Petre said, "Entokano afuno." Enkomo we minkwami you see for enkomo the crowd mami. Easy.
NFM Radio.
Emudaho. Me fraud the local, with the local balance, the local proper pronunciation. And here Yusuf Bia. Easy, I decide.
Nyamada Ruma, Mansa Musa, now swear. It shall be a shall know what you for one Dr. Joe so on piano. In fact, Kakra Mekan say, Sabuton in Kadefa, Sisi Dapa,
Yeah.
You know, such amount of money, I just say, what do you see, something, if we have something like the shadow economy is known by many names, such as the black market or the hidden economy. You see? And this could be interpreted as, she was actually doing money laundering or trying to, evade tax. You cannot keep such amount of money in your house. And immediately when the exposure came now, the commander-in-chief, which is the president of the Republic of Ghana, would have to take the necessary measures and address the nation, because we know it's straightforward. Just cannot. It's either tax evasion or money laundering. And we haven't heard anything from the president with that respect. And in fact, the current government, they are actually condoning or supporting people who are actually operating illegally in the system. Because whenever we want justice, we are not getting justice. In the Kakra Mekano, in fact, the president has failed us. He has failed us big time. And also regarding Alan Trevantin, I think the earlier the better he withdraw, because politically he's part of the current government, and this the current government has failed us. If we look at the stagnant economy, and the status quo, in the nation, they have failed us. So I see no reason why he should waste his money, going to all these primaries trying to be a flag bearer. His image has been tarnished already.
Don't you think that he had the opportunity, but he missed it big time? In that, Senka Tamuno Ayefan say, Ochusu, one of the scandals, either say a Japa and not PDS, any of the scandals, no say hey bay, and I say even E-Levy. You see, and I say even cry last minute, your fan say, a friend say, going to IMF, no buy no cash, hey, we are all in the cabinet. We've spoken about all these things, you people are not listening. Maybe I'm with the Ghana, I don't want to be part of it. And Anka or Kasa, and ka primary introducing ko biabedi nechi. Can be before you have bedi nechi. What misses our chance,
Maybe I'm not general, because you are missing. Because general, Ghanaians, I don't know, some of us, some Ghanaians don't really understand what politics is all about. Because if we want to go into details and you ask what is
NFM
politics, there are so many definitions of politics, and every definition is accepted in political science. But we should actually support politicians who are there for the interest of the nation. Not those who are there to come there and steal, embezzle and enrich themselves. And you see, most of the leaders in the NPV, the current government, there are scandals upon scandals that has affected them. So all I can say is that Alan is part of the sinking ship, and if he had continued and the Ghanaians really understand what politics is all about, then I don't think they should vote for him if he is to be the flag bearer. He is part of those that have failed us. Yeah. So that's my personal and political opinion. And also I want to say that unity, we stand strong. And I think Ghanaians, I think you did posted, I'll base it on something that someone posted online today. I think it came from you, or it came from Dr. Joe, about Martin Luther King and what he said. Yeah.
It didn't Obika, my cousin, Baba na, one second. Baba na, ne report, results by Accra girls Papa Biu, them days. Now Baba results by na, we fairly English. I'm say, all the frana ile mi refi, or my cousin, but no near fi see me. Now Baba they said, maybe if I fancy for Cape Coast, Baba, you did do something wrong. You made a mistake. No, Mom, I didn't did. We fell English now. I didn't did. You see, and so that is the point. You see what? You see, look, me in Chawana, what is going on at the moment? We are calm, bro. Say, oh my beer. Yeah, the boom mine differently. Ken Edward aba ahomano so Mami Musa no so the opesoka. Ken Edward. Hello, Ken Edward.
Hello, Mansa Musa.
Ala umpesoka sa.
Meton kapa what mean ga?
Akwaba.
Mejusu bro, mejusu anyado.
Na say what ya lanchemati case no.
Official minte na my name say one that official information.
Okay, this one you for the better Ghana web for the better breaking news.
Oh, okay.
And we end me yetro ebe yetro bia and come when in Beguasi P.
Okay. Near Nami Nimini say Nanka my press conference and Opano around 10 o'clock now. That a training committee and it's cancel that press.
Now, I mean, there's a tease of a press conference now, and the sources say something was going to come up.
And no trainer, I hear rumors, withdraw, but officially, no, maintain the BS or withdraw. It is also watching the official there now.
May or say one of the leading men, what they say, Alan cites intimidation. So, say, to a by partners or no food intimidation or more. And like Chemantio, and to mean standing intimidation. A serious, our party anymore. Or see the level of intimidation varying intensity directly and indirectly unleashed on a significant number of delegates at various voting centers across the 16 regions is unprecedented in the history of our party. Jesus Christ. That is a damning comment to make, isn't it? And Edward.
Yes, it is. Now, comment I'm making and I treat me bear Moses here. So now say or chance be now send out to me a capture.
Yes.
But one I'm a basa a honor na me no nya again.
Kasa.
So Kabia Japa DLP and as a PDSB or Pecan who has some and party no a better energy. A honor na me who say no dear non nanka a bit me ama when your baby again. A quenya no what earlier after President Kufuor Nanka or her say obetimi a follow up. Nan's one and another call, yeah, man, another no, it's me in your quenya and on also then support man another, yeah, no ilmus and another, so I bear the same, Nanko Banisano. And only a quenya unya ya edinia, on to me and capitalize that chance in edinia.
Can Edward, now, mommy. Say, pass, say, or static campaign now, resign or static campaign. The first comment, no mind, no cry, no. Obiaka says it's too late. Or say, it is going to be very difficult to campaign. What are we going to campaign on? What we don't have a message. That was the title. And the American say, "Would the infants IMF we crown on the bar say, hey, we have gone too far. Say we no mean to be family Jim. I don't want to be involved in this. I don't want to be part of this. I have resigned because I am big time politics. Oh, and can we say the neutrals be dinechi because on we were buying and we or resign not because of Baba campaign, no because yeah, question on pet. Minti says also when you mean arguing.
One more diniano and you're gonna for.
And wherefore.
Who's a former boss, late Rollins, or say a Bobby Brecker one who front man.
And you move for a friend tomorrow.
I can't say a Bobby Brecker one if you want to.
Everyone to me, and a Rollins is no friend to me. I don't know. Yeah, that's all.
Engineer SCA, no, a dear SCA, a free party in Muankasa. Inti Senka or bear fighting against a friend then a Japao, so bear fighting against whatever no, Anka Emanakonya, now the chance no, any near a bar maybe or no deal.
Just a time muno, not just one missing a chance. And I say, Chairman, so Uncle Infants like one bar by moon's way. So for the second, no sooner could be a chance or not.
Sabre no Nanka has yet to turn Niema.
So I'm bad by Mubia. And can you bet me up one cacra anyway?
Honor the Amano Bayaja.
Are you?
Nazipin say enemies within. And El Conchiano. Na maybe a coin be sono na mihuni say and penny say what kind of protocol or say half a loaf is better than none. What the minister and premier know, and she a could room maybe and party no more penny for whom say They say the party numum pennyfo binum susu say Baumiana Etruno so and as I say Etruno so Baumia and almost susu say I was a almost denoya fragberano. Young Omoman offers if possible anka or net pennyfo in shia nanka omeye running mates Emma Baumiano. I think say so no one casa de not decide. And a 1 man nipa binum and control no. I think some can be better than say near within the political career no be end no. Very disastrous. Even though no me say Baumiano
Nyadia you see if my friend Isifu work corner ho ma also to asukara Isif
send your more no na any say Alan say ashanse no to hu ntem na wan fa ne ho ankoji abarum na ebi wo twi ne ho na wo play ne cards here. In fact me no kan hu say in the MPP no nka onu no bi a oye contender between a compete with JM so but odo hu akoshim o say Alan say na do cabinet no so ka ho bi aramboa you ka cabinet no na dia policies and I would recommend him ba no I present e be boa ma economy na yeye I went to mania and I saw up to now you oka and I'm kind or a part of the sinking ship and you know there's no way only chance even if he hasn't withdrawn and he continues to go on and win Krana. There's no way he can stand against, Mahama and defeat Mahama.
That is another discussion for another day. But you know, party so one thing is say now I redraw no. I don't know our constitution what it says because say wama obiso ahwere any chance and can you this says no and can redraw in time was and can you this says no. You bet me be pushing no aba be faith and say no I redraw no and say wama obi a anka esenka ono obi nya chance e kọ nanim no ono so I don't know their constitution what you know I mean how they will go from here what they do
and I say me try no so Mansa na say competition na internal competition no I say friends at least for more running marathon. And I started no. The nipa na ya mo qualify or mo ya no. Bi I started to top. And this what ya try to mean say you no any chance but when you man go to what ya try o maka no. And e be continue.
Ayo. Ni from Forest Gate ni Latte or say Alan is a coward and should not have accepted any what do you call position from Akufo-Addo's government. He was part of the failed government, and that cannot be what we call is it? That cannot be washed. Just a wuhura enye ye. Ken Edward.
Hello, Mansa Musa.
You. Ye tam no akaka krebi nti yenya ne tew.
Minister Joe ewo kona ho. Na Portugal or more about what's my time no me manager number. No money for the American sanity and na me who say anka o take that offer no mpanyimfo frɛ no a ɔmode ma no senka ɔne Baumia enhyia nanka onye era na
no but I don't know we are sure say no cresa
no credit it could be president Kufuor ni nyina achievements na the kind of from an national say I'm not to president Kufuor ni but president Kufuor na future ni and say omunko open contest
na say ala no feel say okranike ono ekranike say e be crazy
that's right and so no there's time for everything Osankafo can be bia no bre nti ne bre no wama no abesine ko nti nanka that offer no me hu say politically nanka beboa no since abe the obebre na emu me hu ni say senka o take that offer no kra no still nia na de no na ban no ebu o man na kudro no ebe me nwanwa say any of ne cabinet no ebi be lead the NPP no betimi a retain power ebe nwa pa ene na Ghana for so na no press
say no there he's now completely out. Yes, politics no he's out completely.
And for now, no, because at this age, now a strategy which say maybe along the line before this contest, now Boachia Kabi say or mobile alliance there's going to be a great alliance. And Boachia on also on person or very involved in illegalities. So alliance or NPP and Penifoni should watch out. And young one say, Omnium Bitrum support, a compre con Kennedy or Japan. And with or without their support, maybe a mimi who said the Mehun Repi, ya become cons a fair now, done for Solomon, Ousu America. And also the Mehun many years back, and I feel one who says, Kennedy Japan is the man of the moment. Yeah, friend in the designer in private, and I say on air. I been on a beam lady interview via and as a program via normal year. Nanka Bayer man say or bet take it that running mate offer. No, but one take years they say say no cross or withdraw the on Professor obey meeting Kennedy or Japan and the team in chambers. Maybe that running mate offer can be given to him. But the meaning when he said there's going to be a great alliance. So I'll withdraw. Na Boachia Jaconso withdraw no. These people are going to throw their support at the American Kennedy on Japan. And when that thing comes and so on, then Baumia and his NPP apparatchiks should watch out. So that's a Montreal program. So it's a better.
All right. Yusuf.
NFM Radio. And never can say
45 seconds. Yeah, go.
Statement now, my and if I was to be say, Allah, a coward, no. And Americans say, probably we should mind our language when we say things. In politics, we debate. Now, there are times we share for politics. When you are debating now, you don't attack personally. You say he's a coward, no. You could have polished it a little bit. And say politically.
Alan is politically. Polishing is a polishing manual. And
the other can say, is what Alan is politically a coward,
You have to Alan no omu koku omu oyesafu hini no is politically he's a coward.
You have to use that word. Okay. You have to add it to. You have to attach that word politically to the coward. Okay. Yeah, if you don't do that now, you are attacking him personally. And we
can attack. People can attack, especially we are no a listener and or no kasa trying to for the baby say, hey, this man is a coward. He has the right. It's not a big insult in po. So be you can say corrupt and can worse. And are incompetent. And so you're even worse. Now coward they say here. Sometimes people
you have to say he's politically incompetent.
All right.
Always you have to apply
the word. Yusuf, you can see her. You can see her. Now we are doing yeah. You are listening to Mansa Musa. It's Fire Will Burn You, and it is Fire Will Burn You. Now it's about exactly 8 p.m. here in the UK, 7 p.m. in Ghana. It's time for Dr. Joel Southman to. I've seen he's got his. He has removed his the carrying on the head, the load on the head, and he has even put his keshri on the floor and is ready to sit down and deliver, or rather stand and deliver. So. It's time to do the campaign hour, the Dr. Joe Ajiman style or way.
Sakrabani Sudia Yambo, Yatua baby, I'm a Hunu Swapedia, Betua Papa, Dr. Joe Ajimai, or no Anayako. Doctor Negro, Betua Mano, Dr. Joe Negro, Betua Mano, vote for Doctor, now or Ginny Nippon, Doctor Joe Negro, Betua Mano, Dr. George Massey, or no de Opese, NDC Kua, a UK Island, the beginning of diaspora, a Yakra Beshati, Montumano, Dr. Joe Negro, Betua Mano, or the Campo Muba, I'm a mebu. The Campo Muba, this is a papa, or the Campo Muba, my man, yeah, ready, Coco to Abano. Now, I'm speaking on behalf of Dr. Joe Ajimai. When in my papa, Doctor, I could see a person or the boy. Never party no munipa any share. Oh yeah, on my papa or Guinea, on my own tour banomano. Dr. Joe Ajimai say, or be make sure say, party in the Benyan own office. My meetings are who doing now. Afe Doctor, I raise the fund. Sikabotu opa imu oduro. Se odebe boa. Executive members, any departmentals ni nyina. And some doctor, I could say odebe boa no edoso. Ni nyina so mu ohwam na ede. So I will vote for him. Go and vote for him. Dr. Joe Ajimai. Ono ana ye pe. We gonna vote for Doctor. 3rd December, yeah, back to our papa. We gonna vote for Doctor. 3rd December, yeah, back to our papa, sir. Aye, Doctor Joe Ajimai Negro, yeah, back to our man. Doctor Joe Negro, yeah, back to our man. We gonna vote for Doctor. Doctor Joe Negro, yeah, back to our man. Man of vision, ne power, ne so baby. Brothers Cole, yeah, back to our man. Doctor Joe Ajimai, yeah, back to our man. Doctor Joe Negro, yeah, back to our man. You go vote, and I
NFM
go
Radio.
vote for Doctor.
Right, that was a campaign song signature tune for Dr. Joe Swagman, who is sitting right directly in front of me here in NFM studios, and is ready to rock and to roll. Dr. Joe Swagman, good evening, welcome to the show.
Good evening, Mansa Musa, and thank you for having me today as well.
And so let's go straight to the point. This breaking news, let's start with that one. I think Alan Chimantin, you being a politician from the other side, I think you can say you are not that bothered. But in general terms, what do you think this will do? Is going to happen to the NPPs, going forward? What do you think?
Mansa Musa, first of all, let me say good evening to our cherished listeners. They are wonderful people, and they listen to us every Tuesday, every Thursday, and some of them are viewers as well. They view us every Tuesday and Thursday. So I would say I salute you all, and once again, you are welcome to this wonderful show. Before I do anything, this has become a ritual, and then I have to do it every time I come here. And first of all, I have to greet my campaign team. They've been working so hard to get us where we are, and I cannot start the program without showing my appreciation to what they've done. The first person is the campaign manager, Mr. Agini. I say, I salute you, sir, for your work. His deputy, Ms. Rita Mensa, will be working hard. Rita was in Milton Keynes, and it was wonderful with her boss, Lawrence. Then Dr. Tebi has been a pillar this man as advisor has moved it where we are today. So, Dr. Toby, good evening. And Mr. Kofi Adani has done wonderful things by, putting our messages, our pictures, on social media, trying for other people to know what this campaign is about. So I said, Kofi Bogawan, thank you very much. Then, Mama Sawa Papabi, this woman, what do we call coordination, is very, very good at what she does. And she's been coordinating fantastically well. So I would say, Mama Sawa, I salute you as well. Then straight to my sister, one of the best communicators, Hajia Kumapa. Hajia, good evening. Then Mr. Michael Abolo, the captain of communication. I say good evening. Kwamina, you too. I haven't heard you this week, but I'm sure everything is well because I listen to your programs every day. I haven't heard you. I don't know whether I didn't tune to the right radio stations, but I'm sure you're keeping up the good work for NDC and our father John Mama. Then very important person, but I have to mention the name last, is Mr. Obin Frimpong. And this man, when they talk about social media, he's there, writing stuff,
NFM Radio,
propagating our messages to everyone who would like to hear the good news. So I say, Mr. Obin, I salute you. Mansa Musa, coming to your question. It's too early yet for any of us to say anything because we don't know who brought it, and we haven't heard from him because he was supposed to have a session today, and then it was a reschedule, and we don't know what's happened. So we would like to hear from the man. So I don't want to talk or say anything about what somebody has put out there. We all heard about 2 weeks ago where somebody was talking about Reverend Usubempa was dead and everything, and they're preparing the funeral and for us to see. And it was published in Ghana Web as well. In the end, what happened? It wasn't true. So far as I haven't seen any letter, I've done politics for a long time, so I'll rest my case here, and I will say we will wait to see the official letter before we can say anything about that. Having said that, everything that they do to themselves as MPP, they are Ghanaians. We have to have the concern that every Ghanaian will have. So if indeed it is true, we don't know the strategy that they are planning to do. It could be what Honorable Chairman was calling this morning. He was saying that Alan should quit and then join Baumia and to become the running mate. He was saying, and then I heard him talking about that.
Before you continue, let me read this press statement for you so that it will inform this in a bit more. Because
I've read the press statement.
You've read it?
I read it from the Phoenix. I've read it from Ghana Web. I've read it. But what I'm trying to say is it's not something that he has signed.
Okay. Fair
You understand?
Fair enough.
It has to be a letter signed by other campaign manager. There's just a breaking news. And then the press statement. Who issued that press statement? Because I was listening to this lawyer. What's his name? He's the campaign manager of Alan. Boabina Samoa. Yeah, Boabina Samoa. And this morning he was saying that no, they are marching on to the end. So for somebody to issue it, how do you know? It could be possible, yeah. It could be campaign strategy for someone. Yeah. So I don't want to go into that. And
so you want to confirm somehow?
Yeah, confirmation is the key word. And then once it's done, then we can interrogate and then say something about what's happened. At the moment, it's too early yet.
Right. Okay. So we leave it as it is. if he has duly withdrawn from the race, it's a shame really, because like the gentleman is saying on Facebook, he said, as a leader, you don't throw in the towel at any given time when the going gets tough. So that is the reason he said the guy is a coward. Anyway, all right. So now carry on then with that.
So I would like to talk about issue few words about the planned protests by the NDC. Is that Lawrence?
I don't think. No, this is Yusuf.
Okay. So the planned protests by the NDC. I'd like to say why, because we've got a lot of confusion surrounding what's happening. It's true that our minority caucus, led by our able Dr. Ato Forsen, called for this, and then it was supposed to be today. And because of so many things have happened, and I would like to take the listeners and viewers through what has happened. First of all, it has been postponed to 12th September instead of today, because the police service, Ghana Police Service, took the route that they wanted to take. They wanted to restrain them for passing through certain routes, so they've taken them to court. But before I say anything, what's the protest about? The protest is about the bad governance, i.e., the governor of Bank of Ghana, what he's doing. It's not only the minority caucus of the NDC in Parliament, but the civil society organizations as well. They team up to do this protest to show to the government that you cannot take Ghanaians for a ride. You can you can fool some people sometimes, but not all the people all the time. This was said by Bob Marley. So initially, this was planned at the frontage of the Parliament House. They move on to Osu Cemetery, then Osu Cemetery traffic lights. Then from there, they will go straight to Ministry of Finance, then to High Court Complex, then they move to Kimbu, Makola, Rollins Park, Opera Square, then Bank of Ghana head office. That's what they wanted to do. And then the police are saying something that this is not possible, and they wanted to change it. And the main issue or the objective of this protest is to demand the resignation of the governor of Bank of Ghana, which is Dr. Addison, N.S. Addison, and then his two deputies. Because what they've done to Ghana, Mansa Musa, is so shameful that I don't know why people should be sitting there and watching what they're doing. But it's not something that I would say it's not uncommon. We've seen in this government. We've seen it. Even the finance minister, when finance minister was doing everything to run this country down, his own party MP called for his sacking or for him to go. He's still around because he's the president's cousin and he's doing what he's doing. Whether Ghana will tend, all the monies will tend to dust or mud water, he doesn't care. He's still there. So if these 2 or 3 people, including the governor and his 2 deputies, if they are saying they are not going anywhere, it means there is a force helping these 2 or 3 people to be where they are. And then in Chi, they say something like, so when friendly, so about to boa next and Nancy baby. So they know the arsenals that they've got. They know the backing power. That's why they are saying what they are saying. But they're doing that, and we are supporting it. Me personally, I'm supporting what's happening because of the gross mismanagement. Mansa Musa, gross mismanagement. We are talking about mismanagement that has resulted into the financial losses and making the way the Bank of England, Bank of Ghana, because I was reading something about Bank of Ghana, I wanted to do analysis, pardon me, and then the way they are running it, if you compare with the way they are doing things, Mansa Musa, and then you compare to Bank of England, you can see that two different way. And somebody say, Ghana, we got our sovereignty, you can do whatever you want. Yeah. Really? But whenever they do something, we copy it to Ghana, we copy it straight away to Ghana. Think about VAT. All this stuff, Mansa Musa, these people were proponents. They brought them about. And then we just took them, and what happens to them? We just make them anyhow, Mansa Musa. So when we are talking and somebody says Ghana is a sovereign country, we can do whatever. Yes, you are a sovereign country. When you're doing your budget, don't take calabash and go around and say you are doing lala sulala and get money. Because that itself is shameful. Sure. If you think you're sovereign enough, then you look after yourself financially. Everything that you want to do, don't do this calabash business. So coming back to what I was saying, at the moment, there's a gigantic amount of loss, Mansa Musa. 60 billion loss from the central bank. 60 billion. And then the negative equity of 55.16 billion Ghana cedis. Unauthorized printing of more than 80 billion Ghana cedis by the central bank, Mansa Musa. Would that the approval of Parliament, Ghana Parliament? Somebody listen to me. Ask yourself, is that right? We're talking about rule of law, but this government that is boasting itself that they've got lawyers, all the lawyers, in Tree, they say akukudam, gurus. But Mansa Musa, look at what they are doing. No, I have to finish this session. Yeah, so that's what Mansa Musa is. And then I would say all is not well, Mansa Musa. So far as Ghana is concerned and the way the government is being run, Mansa Musa, all is not well. Additionally, to add insult into injury, you know what they've done? They are saying wherever they have the Bank of Ghana headquarters is earthquake prone. So they have to move it. And they are spending 250 million, equivalent 3 billion Ghana cedis, Mansa Musa. 3 billion Ghana cedis to construct this head office. And that is not it. The other day I said that they have contracted a company as a project management over $3 million by sourcing. And then at the same time, the project that is now 250 million, the recommendation from the public procurement authority was supposed to be 81 million, Mansa Musa, which is equivalent to 972 million Ghana cedis. These people, they just came to power to steal, Mansa Musa. They are stealing left, right, center, upper, middle, and then now they are giving colors to it. It's not right, Mansa Musa. Then, Mansa Musa, what's happened? Let me go quickly to the court case that they sent. Do you know that normally when the police send something, it has to go through the IGP, IGP and the Attorney General, because I know it's a Greater Accra Command, but every police service under the IGP, the headquarters and everything. So the Attorney General has to be, remember there was Attorney General who said a president against versus Chachu. Remember that? Mm-hmm. The same thing happened. Now the police service, they've done something and it was signed by the, I think it's Superintendent Alex, Asari or something like that. And our director of legal director said, no, it shouldn't be like that. It must, everything that you're sending to court has to come or signed by the Attorney General office, somebody representing Attorney General's office. You cannot do that. So I think that's what the judge has got ruling, and that will be this coming Friday on the 8th. The judge has to come and then say something to the ears of Ghanaians and to say, look, either the person can sign it or not. And that is where, because it's a substantive case, Mansa Musa, they haven't even touched it because of the preliminary objection for people, for the judge to look into what's happened. So by God's willing, we are sure that come this Friday, the judge will come out and just say whether the application fit for purpose or not, and before they proceed. But our minority and the civil society organizations, they made it, and they are adamant, and they are saying that they have to go through the route that I said earlier on, and they're not going to change anything because it looks as if they want to hide them. It looks as if they don't want them to go through certain routes for people to see what they. But if you're going to demonstrate that people can't see you, what's that demonstration for, Mansa Musa? It has to go through where it can hit. That's what they're trying to avoid. This is the government that Mansa Musa. Sometimes I don't know what this government that they call themselves the beacon of democracy. They are whatever Mansa Musa. But at the end, Ghanaians have seen that they are not people that they think they are. And I would say no way that the minority caucus and the civil society organizations, they have to accept what they are proposing. I'm talking about Ghana Police Service, because it looks as if anytime somebody's going to do demonstration, these people will come out with something. Either they haven't got men because something is up in the country, or they have to change the route. Why? For security reasons. So tell me, where in Accra that we haven't got, is it Parliament House that there is no security? Is it the seat of the government? Where? Mansa Musa. So, because it's in the court, I don't want to talk too much about it. But what I'll say is, let me say something quickly about this police guy, the Alice Mansa, retired. Do you know that this guy retired in 2019, Mansa Musa, from police service, but he's still hanging on because he wanted to be IGP, and then he's doing what he's doing, and then this guy in front of Parliament was so arrogant. The things that he was saying, Mansa Musa, was so bad. I've never seen anyone who is very, very arrogant the way this guy was talking, Mansa Musa. But I won't blame him, because once you're doing something, you got support from the highest level. What do you expect, Mansa Musa? Just imagine that somebody is going to a war and he's got support from America and all the resources. What do you think the person would, behave? Because they think they got the money, the resources, everything that they need to do that. That's exactly what this policeman is doing. But if it's any serious country, Mansa Musa, with my opinion, this guy wouldn't be sitting there and talking. They will ask him, either they push him to retire or resign from the police service, because Ghana Constitution doesn't allow service personnel, to show their political colors. You can vote yes, but you don't come openly and say, we the MPP, we the MPP. So somebody like that, Mansa Musa, if you're not careful and the armed robbers are attacking you, somebody like that will ask you for your party color, party card before the person will help you. If you're MPP, I will help you. If you're NDC, even they went on talking about promotions by party colors and everything. It's awful, Mansa Musa. It's awful. I don't know how they should allow somebody to talk like that. Somebody still in the service. But I will say something, Mansa Musa. It happened in Ghana. There was an IGP who said all sort of things. And then this IGP retired, and somebody said something from the same circle, and he wanted to take the person to court. Then they said, hey, you are no more IGP. The judge said, you are no more IGP. Now you are civilian like any other person. Where the people that you are fighting, you are fighting the battle that you don't want to. So you got to be very, very careful. Other than that, you'll be in trouble. A day after, this guy withdrew the case from the court. So that's our ace. So my message or my advice to this guy is be careful whatever you do, because you will not be service personnel forever. You go on retirement, you become like us. And when you are wearing what I'm wearing, or you are wearing any other civilian clothes, then you understand the heat that we were feeling. How hot being outside police service or being a service personnel. That's the heat that you feel. So I would say MPP and then Nana Akufo-Addo government. Yes, you managed to destroy economy. Yes, we've done so many things that Ghanaians think is killing them. But what we don't want to do is, please, do not destroy the only democracy that we have. Because I always say that I don't support military intervention, coups and everything. I don't support, because with what I've seen in my life, the best military government is not, it cannot equate itself to the West civilian government. I can say, because at least with civilian government, you can say your mind, like I'm talking tonight. You can tell them that I don't want this, I want that. So they have to be very careful, because power is transient and you will never be in power forever. So Mansa Musa, I end here, and my campaign manager can say a few things and before I go to the health program. Thank you.
Right, campaign manager came and went. So hopefully, in fact, he asked me, when can I come in? And I said, okay, thank you. I said he should wait till you finish. So let me see. In the end, I'm going to call him myself. Because to be fair to him, he called and I asked him to wait. So let's see if we can get him straight away to come and carry on with the show. Hello, Lonsi.
Hello, Mansa Musa.
Yanko, the floor is yours.
Mansa Musa, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and very clear.
Beautiful. So let's go. Take it away.
Mansa Musa, let me say a very good evening to yourself and to our cherished listeners and viewers. I will plead for not being able to, keep to the schedule where I was supposed to have engaged our listeners just after Doctor had done his introduction to the program. So I will apologize from that angle. After the apology, let me say a big thank you to yourself for, as usual, availing us the platform for Doctor to interact with general membership. Mansa, I haven't got much to posit, but then the only news is that yesterday, as you are highly aware, that we had a meeting with the IRD, which was chaired by the director himself, Honorable Alex Tegbefia. And we've been made aware that it's more likely that the 7th of October as the chosen date for the election still stands. And I am encouraging general membership that people should get prepared. Let's psych ourselves. The election is coming on in London. But then what matters is that let's look within ourselves and ask ourselves the questions: who genuinely can lead the cause for the NDC to win the 2020 elections. Notwithstanding that, we have two fantastic candidates from this part of the chapter or from this part of the world. I'm talking about Mervis Ukua Bisiu, who is a parliamentary candidate for Ahanta West in the Western region, and Simon Awarigo, who incidentally happens to be the current communication officer for the chapter, who is also contesting in Navrongo Central. But Mansa Musa, what I can tell you is that Team Joe, which is led by myself, obviously my candidate runs the show, but as a campaign manager, we have actually come out with an elaborate strategy. Going forward, what we are going to do is that we are going to invade those two constituencies. I have done my own research. Those both seats they are winnable, but we have to work to be able to win it. And this is what Dr. Ajman is all about. We are determined to making sure that under his chairmanship, these two comrades of ours, a lady and a gentleman, by whichever means shall become MPs and bring the grace to this chapter. Mansa, as I speak to you, there isn't much to report. The IRD made it clear yesterday that everything that is going on in this chapter is out of their hands. When I say their hands, it means the IRD is not taking responsibility, or they are not making decisions for how the elections should be held. And therefore, they are expecting, or we are all expecting FEG, which is the Functional Executive Council or Committee, to make decisions in regards to how the elections shall be held. So, Mansa, that's all I could say for now. While signing off, I'm entreating every member of this chapter to look beyond the elections of 7th October. What matters is that the NDC is a bigger family. We should unite. We should see the need to unite. We should see the need to fight together in winning 2024, irrespective of whoever leads it. But we shouldn't compromise competence, reliability, a unifier to friendship, and an establishment candidate. What I am foreseeing is that it appears as if some of the top units or groups within the party feels very comfortable with certain candidates. But what we are saying is that the NDC is bigger than any individual. The NDC is about collectivism. The NDC is about unity. The NDC is about making sure that the ordinary man and woman on the street is heard and catered for. That is why it is made up of taxi drivers. That is why it is made up of hairdressers. That is why it is made up of mechanics. That is why it is made up of people with academic credentials and background. The NDC as an umbrella, covers everybody. So when you have a group within the set who feels so superior to all the people that I have mentioned, then we should be very careful and cautious. Whilst saying the last words, let me say a big thank you to the organizers for the Martin King's Barbecue. I think it was a very successful program. I was there, Doctor was there, my deputy was there. In fact, we as a group or as a unit, when I say a unit, I mean the party, all the guys were there. Some of the people that I've heard their names I've never seen before were all there. Courage, Sape. I mean, just think of, Kate. Just think of all the people that you can think of. We are all there, and it did assure me that this is one beautiful big family. And after this election, let's all put our shoulders to the wheel and say that, you know what, the ultimate is to elect someone who could influence the affairs in Ghana. And I strongly believe that Dr. Joe Yao Uswajman stands the chance to help this chapter regain its identity once again. But more importantly, helping Simon Awarigo from Navrongo Central and Pupua Bisiu from Ahanta West in winning those seats for the NDC respectively. So or perhaps I will come back with my team.
Yeah, that is very important. That's the part I want to come in, if you can hear me. Unfortunately, you guys are firefighting everywhere. Otherwise, this is the time for you guys to start, carrying the two of them along, or as they say in English, to, support their backs. Unfortunately, you guys are looking elsewhere. You think you have enough time, to like as they say, financially, morally, support them, in that quest. What do you reckon?
Yes, Mansa Musa, I wouldn't disagree entirely with your submission, but then something dramatic or tragic happened last Friday when we were at Merton Keynes. I think Dr. Dish suggested to Musa Adamu that after the fundraising, in fact, I think when the fundraising was going on, Dr. Dish suggested to Musa Adamu that he should make that announcement that a fund should be set where at the end of each month, voluntarily, members should be contributing £20 a month towards, the vision of what I have just espoused. And therefore, I strongly believe that we are going to take that seriously, because I have done it before myself. Kwesiakwa, Dr. Ambrose, Demabusa, and some few other guys have done it before, where we are Dr. Consuelo. Doctor himself has about 3 or 4 constituencies under his belt. So he's very much aware of the intrigues of how we have to get these things done. But then I shall encourage the chapter to come up a proper program where, irrespective of what the outcome of these elections could be, these are our trophies. We need to get them celebrated. And we can only get these comrades celebrated by we helping them to win their seats. Mansa, Team Joe, we have a program in place where some of us would go down to be their, how do I call it?
You see, Lons, for me, between you and me and everybody here, the reason I'm asking you is because we pride ourselves of being the true cadres. And my prayer is that at least the two of them in future, they can pinpoint the source of their funding, so that temptation of having to go elsewhere to look for funding. That's why I'm saying this. But I'm sure you guys will work out something that you don't have to go into details.
Yeah, Mansa Musa, all that I've tried to say is that yes, we know the challenge ahead. We are united in spirit. We are comrades with the same vision and ideas. All that we as a team is trying to do is that it is not as if we are putting the cart before the horse, but perhaps we jump in the gun. But it's something that some of us have thought of as I speak to you.
Yeah, I just prompted your mind. I don't want you to go.
All right, that's fine. But I'm happy that you are giving me the platform to put some of our ideas together. As I sit, and in fact, as I speak with you now, I have done my own analysis. The trend. I've looked at Ahanta West. The trend. I've looked at Navrongo Central. What needs doing and all that. So what I could say is that. Doctor is in a pole position to win this election, and I believe under his chairmanship, some of us will feel extremely comfortable and happy and very resourced and rejuvenated to be able
NFM
to go down
Radio.
and help these comrades of ours to making sure that these seats are won not only for the NDC but for these two individuals who should go ahead and make history. So, Mansa Musa, I will allow Doctor to come in with the health program, but I assure you that I will come back with more issues. There are a few things that, as the elections get closer, we need to start making, we have to start putting those issues across for members to genuinely deliberate on them and make the right choice for this chapter. We have a program. We have gone to the extent of letting the chapter know how we are going to achieve each one of them. So it behoves on our competitors to also come at us and say, you know what? If you are saying you are going to provide one, we are going to provide two. So that's what it is.
Brilliant.
Thank you very much, my
Thank you very much. That was Lons Agini, who is the campaign manager for Dr. Joe Swajima. Doc, on this particular issue of helping your colleagues move forward, do you have anything to say about it?
Yeah, Mansa Musa, thank you. And thank you, Lons, for coming to open up what's happened. Yes, Mansa Musa, what would be the fantastic idea for us to help our two colleagues to win the seat, flip the seat, win it, for President Mahama and NDC to get into power with the majority that's needed, Mansa Musa, what would be the fantastic idea? So we put everything, all the sweat, everything to make sure that they get there, Mansa Musa. I've spoken to so many people in Ghana, including communicators that are helping me, and we have a meeting, but I can't disclose it because I haven't spoken to the candidates yet. But what I would do, Mansa Musa, do you know something that's very, very encouraging? Our own Dr. Mani Buama is now director of elections. So I'm planning, if people give me the nod and I'm the chairman, I will go to Ghana with these two wonderful colleagues, and then speak to this
two wonderful colleagues who are. Oh, you mean?
I'm talking about Simon
okay,
and then
yeah.
Mavis
Yeah.
Kukwa. These two wonderful colleagues. They go to Ghana to go and see Honorable Dr. Mani Buama, and then we discuss the way forward. So Mansa Musa is something that's dear to my heart, and that will be, look at how UK Ireland at the moment, look at how we are. We used to be the beacon of diaspora, but not at the moment. So if we can get our colleagues, these two colleagues, we can get them there, Mansa Musa, the vibrant.
That would be nice, really, indeed. That's very great.
You understand?
This your colleague has come on again. I don't know what exactly you want to say, but I think it should be very important. Will you want to give him another nod? The man I affectionately call Insifu.
Oh yeah, why not? Everyone's free to talk, Mansa Musa.
Yusuf. Hello, Yusuf.
Yeah, NFM Radio.
Okay, Yanko. Yeah, you are on.
I just want to thank Dr. Joe for the good work that he's doing, and I want to encourage him to continue to do that, and we are all in support of him. I believe that we need a new leadership, with fresh ideas, and I've spoken to him as well, and with regards to what you said in terms of how to finance or support the chapter and the party towards the 2024 election. In fact, we've spoken about a bit more about an idea that I proposed to him, and he believes it's a very powerful idea. And we have what we call the battle fund. And I believe when Joe Ajuman comes, we're going to recommend this battle fund to the executives, and if they give us the chance, this will be a very powerful tool to raise funds for the chapter and the party in general.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you too, sir. So, Mansa Musa, this is not something that, is non-negotiable. We are going straight. We are supporting this, Mansa Musa. At the moment, I'm thinking beyond this election, October 7th. I'm thinking beyond how we can help these two individuals from our chapter, because they're giving us the pride that we need, Mansa Musa. I'm proud of them, because it's not easy for somebody to come out and say, look, I'm going to put myself there to go for the primaries. So that will encourage more people from the chapter, and by the time give you the next 10 years, Mansa Musa, you will see that people are coming from UK and Ireland and going there. And then think about the ministers and then CEOs and whatever. This is what we want. This is the vibrancy that we want this chapter to become. Not the fighting. Because when they fight, and then, I don't want to go there. Mansa Musa. But we are thinking ahead. That's why you see my campaign team. Nobody. If you've seen anything that my campaign team has done, writing something about someone that's derogatory or something like that, Mansa Musa, I will call the person straight away and say, hey, don't. That's what we need, because we need each other. You can't say something awful to someone, and after the election, you go and then plead with the person and say, I'm so sorry. Sorry for what? He did it intentionally. So whatever's happened, Mansa Musa, is we have one family. We have to do it in such a way that I know accidentally things will be said, and other people are not going to be comfortable for things being said. But if he's going to help the party, we say it. If something that's not going to help party, but personal attacks, Mansa Musa, I remove my campaign team from the trouble, and I say, let's march on. We will never stop, Mansa Musa, till we get to the promised land, which is getting President Mahama and NDC with the majority that we need. And our 2 colleagues as MPs, Mansa Musa, that's what we are planning.
No, I need to ask you this. It's only fair that I ask you, anyone who comes to me, about your elections, the recent or the latest, or the rumor is that a lot of people are dissatisfied with so many things, and a lot of people have sent petitions. My question to you and your team is, are you so far satisfied with what is happening, or you also have issues and you have sent?
Mansa Musa, I say something. The process, day one, the director of international relations said it, that this is the process. Because the problems that we are having, we are going to put a committee called CIC, Chapter Interim Committee, and they will do things. But everything that we've done is not final. It will be going to FEC, Functional Executive Committee in Ghana. The guidelines that we are using, it was formulated there or enacted from those people. So they are the final arbiter of whatever we do here. Everyone's got a right, and we were invited, given 10 days to do so. People have done it. They've done it because it's within their rights to do that. So I'm not, as a Democrat, somebody that, I believe in democracy. I will not sit here and say whether somebody is happy or not happy. That's not the discussion for tonight.
Sure.
Because whoever or whatever anyone has done, they've done it within the guidelines, within the democratic process. And they've done that, and we need to support that. Anyone who will talk against that, the person doesn't understand what democracy is. If, let's say, you can fight your case all the way to Supreme Court, I'm using just a general scenario, and the person has gone to High Court,
Sure.
the person is not satisfied, appeals court, and then to the Supreme Court. If the person's got the energy to do that, so be it. But we don't know what's going to come out of it. Somebody can lose a case, High Court. I think Honorable Alice Sevefia said it last night. Somebody can lose a case, High Court, Appeals Court, and then Supreme Court. The person can win. So, and that is the part of the democratic rule of law, process, democratic process. So, I won't say here and say somebody's done something wrong. They have done something within their rights, and they are supposed to do that within the specific guidelines given. So, if I've answered your question, then I would like to please hear the NDC item before I go and do my house session. Please, if you may.
Let me get you the NDC
because
item.
it encourages us.
I sought out your camera as well. It looks as if your camera has dropped.
Is it? So nobody can see me, but they can only hear my voice.
Can you see in your monitor?
I can't see anything there.
You should have prompted me.
Mansa Musa, when I'm talking, I don't look anything. I just look at the.
You see, you cannot multitask. You see, it got the multitask, man. Right. Anyway, that is just a little banter. We are listening to Mansa Musa and with Dr. Joe Owusu Ajimai. I'm looking for the NDC national anthem for him. As the Osupaodi will say, for him here. That means for all of them. And after that, I will go readjust Dr. Joe Swajman's camera. It's only fair that should happen because I just wanted to switch him back live onto the stream, and I realized it's gone dark.
Are you sure you haven't invited the Kukudu people?
Well, you see, they are always everywhere.
I say hi to my brother Ken Edward.
But he came before you started.
Yeah, I heard him talking. Okay. I say hi to him, and I say hi to Mr. William Apia. Is one of our seniors, and this man is wonderful. He's a fantastic person. So I say hi to him as well, and these are the people, when we need advice, we go there and seek advice. Mansa Musa, NDC, we got the people to do the work, I'm telling you.
Eja, Suzuza. Arise for Ghana, of the son of the land, for weather and seek your future, development our God, from vision to victory, the end is surely, stable democrat, Ghana, our strength in unity, from vision to victory, the end is surely, stable democrat, Ghana, our strength in unity. Eja bana
NFM Radio.
Victory is our land. Victory is our land. JJ is a winner. Arise for Ghana, of the drop of the land. Forward and secure future, development our goal. From vision to victory, the end is surely, stable democrat, Ghana, our strength in unity, from vision to victory, the end is surely, stable democrat, Ghana, our strength in unity, from vision
NFM Radio.
the end is surely, stable democrat.
Right. Yeah, I can only say that everybody in that NDC fraternity is now very satisfied indeed. Now,
Well done, Mansa Musa.
let's go.
See, when you do this, we are friends
have
again, you
been
know.
lied to.
When you do this, we are friends again, and thank you for, playing our party anthem. And anytime I hear, you can see the kidism in me. Mansa Musa, tonight we'll be talking about athlete foot, and before I go on and do the health topic, what I would like to say to everyone listening to us and watching us, I would like to say that you can, when you want to come on, you can come on and say any language that you want. Tonight is the English session, and Thursdays are the Tree or the account Tree session. So feel free, and we are doing this because NDC, we got so many people from different background, and that's what makes us the Congress that we talk about. So feel free, everything that you want to say, any language that you want to say, feel free. Mansa Musa understands Ga, understands a bit of Ewe, and then other languages as well. And we got other people listening that they understand Hausa and other. So just say anything that you want to say, because that's what we call good democracy. You're not restricted to English language. Mansa Musa, we were talking about athlete foot, and in the common name or scientific name is called Tinea pedis, and it's a fungal infection. But it normally, or where we can see this infection is between the two toes. That's where we see them, and it occurs with people that have very sweaty but normally try to use tight fitting shoes. So it is something that we have to be very careful, because the skin has to breathe. It's very, very important that your skin has to breathe, and then you need a bit of sweat, but not that much. Some people can sweat a lot. So we have to, and the fungus, if you look under the microscope, they are like trees. They've got flowers, they've got spores, and then the spores can fall on your skin, and then they can hatch and becomes another tree. That's what fungus is. It's a fungus that you see on your bread or your skin, and when you have ringworm or any other thing, that's how it is. So if you look under the microscope, it's like a big tree living happily like any other tree.
Happily ever after.
That's right. Yeah. And then the signs and symptoms of this I'm just talking about overview. And the symptoms are itchy, scaly rash. Sometimes when they touch the skin will come off. It becomes very, very red, and it's very contagious. Very, very contagious. So we have to be very careful. If somebody's got African foot and some of the skin, the shred of the skin, touches the floor, and if you're not careful, you're walking barefooted, and then it touches your skin, it's going to grow there.
I see.
So it is very contagious, and we have to be very careful when we're using towels. We shouldn't use towels together, and clothing. If the person's sweat with the fungus start touching the clothes and you're not careful, you wear it, you're gonna get that. So let's be careful about that. And the same fungus that is related to the African foot is the same fungus that causes ringworm and what we call jock itch. So anyone who has seen jock itch is the same fungus. Normally it's treated with antifungal medication, something like cotrimazole, which is the brand name is called canesten, and then we got minoconazole and ketoconazole, got tactarin and so many stuff, tactarin gold, and so these are the first lines that you can buy over the counter in a chemist, and you can treat it. But what people don't get is when they are treating it, as soon as they see that the skin is trying to come out, and then you can see the skin, the disease is gone, they just leave it. But what about the spores? Because they can hatch and come back as tree. That's why people say, I was treating it and it came back. What about the spores in your shoes? What about the spores in your shoes as well? So when you're treating the skin, I normally ask people to use powder into your shoes, and then make sure you wash your socks. Use your socks daily. Don't use it even 2 days. And then make sure you put straight away to the washing machine and then wash it. So that is something that we have to be.
So yesterday's socks I'm wearing is wrong.
Yeah. So if yesterday's socks that you're wearing now, if it got spots in there, by the time you get to say Friday, they will have hatched to give you the afterthought. So be careful.
My problem is unless I'm using the washing machine, I don't wash my socks. I just throw them away. So I just keep buying.
Yeah, but some people do that, but I didn't know that you were that rich. But what I was saying that
socks here in this,
you can wash
this part of the world is very cheap. Man.
It is very cheap, but at the same time you need to be mindful of
maybe cheaper than washing, using a washing machine.
No, sustainability.
Using a washing machine, using electric.
Yeah, you are thinking about
water.
Yeah, you see that's sustainability in terms of energy.
Buy.
You are not focused, but you are only focusing about
cost.
Using the energy.
Yes.
But you are not thinking about
I'm saving
wasting,
the planet.
You are not saving because you are chucking them away. If you can use it for longer time, that's why.
Deteriorate,
Exactly.
Easily.
Yeah, so we use
I'm not wearing plastic socks.
See, you are giving yourself away, Mansa Musa. So you got to be very careful when you talk about sustainability, health and sustainability. You got to be very careful with the things that you do.
Don't listen to me. Listen to the doctor.
So
wash it every day. He said when you finish, wash it, put it away, wear another one tomorrow. Come and the one that you've washed, take it and wear.
Yeah.
That is the advice. Don't listen to Mansa.
And then it's very cheap as well. You can get 7 pairs.
You see,
and then that 7 pairs you can use every day. You can
see.
use the every day, check them away every day, and you use it, and then you can prevent this disease.
You see what I mean?
Afri-foot can affect one or both feet, so we have to be, so don't say, oh, that. And then one thing, it saddens my heart. It's like, I saw somebody in Ghana when I was doing my charity work, and the person was, because the Afri-foot kept coming, and the person was attributing to witchcraft. And I said to myself, oh my God, yeah, because somebody has said that it kept coming because somebody is using the feet to play football, do something at night, and then he said, oh, this, they are not true. These are not true. They are made up stories. It's treatable disease.
Yes,
yes,
okay.
They're doing something, and you use that, like using your, the mud water, put in there. So sometimes you can see that the feet is soaked. Yes, it's soaked because you are sweating. As simple as that. So sometimes not everything in medicine that people will just put it witchcraft, and then I think they are running away. Witchcraft, if they've got a place to hide.
No, they are tired. Because everything special. Let me. I wanted to bring in this witchcraft thing. There was something, something that happened. I watched it on the telly, and the people in Europe, they were just laughing at it. But in Africa, people have believed that, oh, that is juju. Something, it's coincidental. Something happened, and miraculously, things get. In Africa, they will serious. Somebody will make money out of it. I prophesied. I said this will happen. They will follow him. But in Europe, is it that their mentality is stronger than ours, or what? No.
It's not like that, Mansa Musa. We are free to think whatever we want to think, but it's up to us to educate them and just say it's not witchcraft. It's a disease. It's treatable, and then I've treated so many diseases that people were thinking, attributing to, and then if I tell you this story, but I'll go back to the symptoms. Like I already said when I was talking about overview, the skin can become scaly. It can become peeling, cracked skin between the toes. It can be itching. After sometimes the person's feet can be stinging and then stinking. Stinging and stinking.
Stinking, yes.
Yeah, so we need to take note of that. And some people can get burning sensation around.
In our parlance, it will be a wall and a bone.
Okay, yes, if you say so. And then you can see the blister as well, and the blister will be there because the fungus under, they want to grow out. It's like when you see a plant coming out from the soil, you can see that it's protruding, isn't it? It's coming. So when you see the blister like that, something is coming out, and then that's why, because we can't see with your naked eye, you wouldn't see. But if you can take a sample and then put it under the microscope, you can see that this is the plant growing up. So that's how it is, and it's wonderful. People doing science, I challenge you to review it, and when you say, you love it, you love to see many, but it's somebody's disease, and the skin should be dry. That's the way I run it. And make sure every time that you wear socks, as soon as you remove it, just put it straight away. But let me go straight to when to see a doctor. People who are diabetics or people with diabetes, when you have this, straight away go and see chiropodist. And any other person, if it's more than 2 weeks, you are using something and it's not going away, you need to seek medical help. At the same time, when you see that it's swelling and then the area becomes a bit puffy, you've got pus coming out, or the person having the Afri-foot is having chills or temperature or fever, then the person has to report this because it could be something different. So that's my message tonight. And quickly, let me do that because we do the second part 2 next Thursday. And so let me quickly, what are the causes? The causes, like I said, is fungi, and it's called dermatophytes. These dermatophytes, they are the same thing that cause ringworm and jock itch. They enjoy damp socks, feet, shoes, warm or humid environment. That's what they enjoy. So the organism, as soon as your feet is soaked or you are sweating, they enjoy it. You know, that is Christmas for them. So we need to be, that's why you see people using the powder spray. They'll spray their feet before they wear their socks. So
that is I want you to, do on that, because this, especially, okay, from where we are sitting, there are these chemist shops that spray that powder you're talking about, very cheap. Just spray it in your shoe or socks. You remember one day I came here and the carpet was white because I poured too much into the.
Oh, you were doing that?
You see what I mean?
Oh, okay. I thought it was juju. I'm joking.
You see? No, I know. We're the honest. So it is very necessary to keep your feet dry. Is that not
yes,
what you're saying?
that's it. Yeah. However, not too dry.
You.
Because the skin breathes and the skin lubricates itself.
You.
So if it's too dry as well, you can get dry skin. That's why when children are born in this country, they are told, the parents or the moms are told that, look, don't wash, because the water that we use mostly in this country, most of the majority of the area in this country, they've got hard water. So the soap, liquid soap that we use, or the soap that we use, it's got a lot of, it's very harsh. If you use the same soap, do this experiment when you go to Ghana. Just do bath and then just one drop in there and you see the bubbles that you can have. So that is...
Doc, this one I have to read it to you. It said, Mansa Musa, ask Doc for me. When I was a young lady, my former boyfriend, we had a dog, and the common understanding or the knowledge was that anytime the dog licks your feet, it will, the dog's bacteria will clear all other fungus or bacteria in your legs. Now, though, it is my boyfriend licking my feet. Ask the doctor, is it a good idea?
Well, okay. Let me say this. Mansa Musa, let me say this. Okay, let me say this. Either dog or human being is not the best solution to the problem, because dog, every mouth, we're talking about human mouth.
Yes.
You've got some sort of bacteria. That's why digestion starts inside the mouth. So I think when we're doing the indigestion and then the heartburn, we did things like that. And then I was explaining the human mouth. That's why when they get
you're going
bitten.
to be accused. Now she's going to stop her boyfriend from licking her feet. You will be blamed for that.
Well, I can only tell the truth, and then what is scientific, and then whatever they do in their bedroom is up to them. But what I'm saying is,
at least she's agreeing with you.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, the mouth has got something, and if you're not careful, and somebody use the mouth to touch what he's not supposed to touch, and then you haven't got the bacteria to fight it, that can cause. That's why when somebody's bitten, either human being or animal, they ask you to go and do the tetanus injection. So I wouldn't say, because we've got especially animals that they don't brush their teeth, they don't wash their mouth. Think about the amount of bacteria in there. So if they're licking your feet and you think they are putting bacteria on top of the fungus that you have, yeah, yes, you think they are taking the fungus away, but the bacteria working with the fungus, because the skin, as soon as the fungus is on the skin becomes porous, and the skin is not able to do what it's supposed to do. The defense mechanism in the skin is not working anymore. So if you get bacteria, they will go straight into your blood and do what they are supposed to do. So it's something that we have to be very careful, because sometimes it's not what we want, it's what the science is telling us. And this one, when you are trying to treat the arthritic foot and it's not going away, make sure you treat it, because some people, they use the cream if they're supposed to do it 3 times once a day because they are working or they are busy doing something. And if you don't do that, it doesn't go away. Imagine that what's going to happen is every organism in this world, they mutate, they become resistant to something.
Yes.
So when you are not able to treat it straight away, they become resistant.
Exactly.
And then resistant means that the thing that you're using to treat them, it cannot treat them anymore. You have to use another thing. And then, so we have to be very careful the things that we do. When you're getting the treatment, make sure you treat it according to what it says on the product. Say Canesten, 3 times a day. Make sure it's 3 times a day. Even when you are at work and you have to put a cream, you need to put a timer on, and when the time is due, go and sit somewhere, remove your shoes and everything, your socks, apply it, and do that 3 times a day. And even when it's gone, the skin is coming back, as nice as it used to be, still continue to put it there, because you don't know the spot that is hatching to grow again. So I will leave here, and then Thursday we go to risk factors,
NFM Radio.
complications, preventions, and treatment. That will be Thursday. So if anyone got any questions, please, I'm saying that feel free to ask any language that you want, and we should be able to answer you. Thank you, Mansa Musa.
Right. So if you want to call in now, because I know you called in that time. I couldn't let you on because Joe Swajman should finish his submission. Serious subjects, pertaining to health matters. It's not something we have to, joke with. Even though we still manage to put in some jokes here and there, sometimes just to release the tension a little bit. But Gina, Miss Rewa, your feet now, see your boyfriend dead than a noon. Anyway, who am I to advise?
National Democratic Congress NDC when no nyam form man member mo UK ni Ireland chapter no ya yetienie then as say be to aba every chapter chairman fofo na hwe de chinene mum no koto on swear enyo nyam for Dr. Joe Ajimai, the restoration man. The father say e party no enim kai odi amonyesema kotile yie ne wetu ni hwesi wo ofoma soro nkoso woni mu adwumade die e fa ne hotitiro na esini nan so nwade bebre no de egu akwemu a obeye de amaye bini se o sigina ye esiko no dwumade bia be party office na odisika 3 pounds empemenum na ato ase eye 5,000 pounds o sanju maguo ni mama honsu 1,000 pounds na ebe show mu dwumade mu kina na esigina ye dodonso a mechire afoforo omo betro omudin abeka party ne ho de omo mbrakura o omo se beka omudi card ententem so na atwe adom abeka ye ho eye bosome miense bia nso party mu mpanimfu a odi dwumade be show mu nse bia no obetu safro omo atena se na de ye de show mu nse no omo ebu ho apontam mako we di bebre na no be ya maye yo onua se kwatre kwose be ma wontuma bisanidi Dr. Joe Ajimai, the restoration man, chapter chairman Anna Yantumano.
Right, so that was the sound by the message and everything. Now then, 0714 Akwaba, hello.
Hello, Mansa Musa, Michelle, good evening.
Yo, won't say, me the Enchiano, me am in pet, but which yamin quandi as a bijiso. Tambia Missimo Chiano. But which Yamia, whom am I? I love it. Yanko.
Yeah, Michelle, because you are doing a great job, you know.
Are you? Magic.
Michelle, number 34. Na etie toso koma Kunjo and Dr. Joe Uswajimai na Juma Power, your doctor. Michelle, what Juma Power ye ne to what any dedication I would admire over your health. Honestly, sometimes I me friend me who I say my main can show. I mean show say Tembia and Mama who kind of would say because any maybe or honoma yana it feels a normal. We don't see it's a big joy, but dedication in maybe a the way I was saying in my awareness, like what Mansa Musa will be beside question will be said will be a friend and now honey idea. You see, but educating in the brain. Keep it up and me bow bashi na free me straight here for anything be a mepano. Nyamia dum is a brewer you pumakwe mama nyamia dum October and your baba trouble. Me straight here for especially UK and Ireland. And then my woman, Madaroma said Janet Drew Honma. In I am born near me supported Dr. Joe Owusu-Ajimai. Near my power, she said, and Rami said we had a meeting, and when we were talking about accountability, these are some of the things why Dr. Joe Owusu-Ajimai said, young voting man for accountability. I think they say if Dr. Joe Owusu-Ajimai in a chairman, we won't give us the 2 days to give an account because on our prepared that because it's the plan. They must say accountability and the priority. So if something like that happened, what happened then during the meeting? Now I don't think the people will be wanted. Will find themselves because the accountability is there. Accounts never hold until no young man for 4 times money back and forth. Intimate sermon. Comrade, UK and Ireland. Nyamia October, support. Fan supported Dr. Joe Owusu-Ajimai. Doctor, Nyameno Nyajima, with us.
Right, yes, that's it, baby. Now then, the caller on this second line. Hello. Hello, I'm so Frefi Accra. Is it? No. Is it? I don't know, but hello.
Hello, Mansa Musa.
It was my fault.
But
hey.
Hello? Hello, Mansa Musa.
Yeah, too unka I'm saying you're too unka too much. And here now, would you know? Meaning so Jinakra. Jesus Christ. Anyway, Akaba, Yanko.
Is that
you? No, seriously. No, it's be waiting. I had to say, obedient to be a betray more, but to us, Casa Yeti.
Who's a very honest. Rebecca Sanity for any talk as an Anna. And there's only to me, Papa Yedia. And this summer, something can't
to what's mommy. What's it? Semi Casa Monte.
Madame Casano.
I saw no cana yen today.
I walk as I met okay, and the numbers of Michelle said, "I say Obecasa, no being so Casa, not like I say." And the Muslim patrol and much pass more UK, Papa. And we go from Kenya to be sending the move clear. It was a NFM Radio, a Mudao, and a much as a Casaramocan Muda, Papa Abba from our Cano. And then don't go school, the Uncle School, yet TV. It might say Muda, Papa. Okay, we are docking by some of the fruits and Pama, not you be you get a chapter. No, Omania do then Patrol number some question is another woman. They say, Doc, I will be on the campus on B. But the campus on the Batana or Wana. What I was saying, if someone send me Patrol, yes, the doc in the campus song Patrol or Wana. But I know my bones on my one. Miss, I campus on arms, I am the papa. I am but a mamma's manager. I'm promising me candidate on. Obia owa ayemye ena ebe say sometimes someone can so I am kan ye mema no zumpo mu dey kaka because mema no be also ye struggle ya dey bi mu ba na ko say one side o say no ka say krama ka o ko bo dey tan na ade no say their sentence obema o na say be so nya goma sentence be a bit much am say be and I say only go no but you don't my question we don't know about the match at one.
I tell you, we me man comedy can but go no pa dear. Unya be a Mansa Musa match. Anyway, seriously, Yanko, and one Obusari, Casa.
You must meet him in common Mansa Musa Patroni. UK na chapter omenya de oye so we to somehow we mu pa and I mean so what it to say yes candidate president France back one are draw there sa na be say UK na chapter say omunhwe eduma pa ma we ya ba ma support wo mo say albert ni mu nze we di ba bon tin enye eti ni bia hwense ma albert ni mu ka o say 5,000 pounds anamebwa
yes
but it's 5,000 pounds I say a home policy came. I say, but Ghana is going to 5,000 Ghana. There's a risk of Kotua.
Yeah.
It would say, oh, be to make to which you say, may Baba chairman, and with the chairmanship, no same sponsors can say, that to never talk of person. We say, but say, town hall meeting here, space no Mongora Mokoye. Or see, me some other job radio so. I discuss about the party in Kanko. Metuma party to me jana so Mansa Musa mpacho sanka menye betu to mfua ngale be sense ngale bia bakato de ma eno so ni ndeti ni yenya ye ne e zana ama no ne e zama ye ni nsusu de obi da ka ko support de no e ma party to ma fa ni to ma pa na efra but any say obeni obi wo eno so ono person the party be ni business different way ni ntinu as a bar obeka say we ka complain because we so we ni bia party no ka ko ni business the man is even for party in Korean business. That's the issue. Or see, I'm coming down to you. Or no baby yejuma. It will be pana wa bon tin say no baby yejuma. Say oh before the can youth wings, human wings. Or see we na wo me kan ho ne yejuma no. Yes so party no so mpa. It's a party to really power. You need to have a supportive party no. Let me jump be papa. But Mansa Musa yempe we dey na example bi. Nti e be say no me ka san wa no UK and Arena chapter no ye be so madawuma omo hwe yan ka say papa Dr. Joe Ajman the duma pa o ye say party ni call awon here mu no obedira fa party ni bejan na so say me communicate ma party no e ma party to bejan na so dia me pa cho mo hwe tu to aba fa ye say di no wadan say keke o e je onipa so oba so oye ye say dem fa say theory oye practical asen so ene ma ka ta mutumi du bu wadan say obaka na nse tese obuko birthday party say ye bi o za do bi Mansa Musa obaka ya amon for me first obi asolija o man no leadership by example ono ka say for apply papa o mu na mo mu za me ye chairman ke ko bet me ba say ma be so mo ambassador o so mo obi o say mu nya program na wo friend ko no aba say the Mansa Musa ye mpeni say ko for nipa bendi in the best say update bi o me fa say o mo ko meeting na say update bi o so only the moon church and you down the top because this is what you do. If it is say so Accra say you pay for no. Oh, date not check. Near share for date today the top and from the top. Near my about to look at the moon down find the movie there. Voters register where they you move down. That's a depending you so say Akumapa me lose. Say depending you know say Akumapa me winning. Then cause the population say you can command play to be. Akase ka ko do be against say me ban say ni ba me win you akase me tin wa say me dey farm the fast ye pen sa because 2024 no and is where you see about power no matter who may be for the baba you see and this where we need power and the motion mo fan kabon ba no ni pa so to me kabon ba UK na chapter no e do Dr. Joe Ajman the chi obi ni obi e do asin do pa ya mo UK na chapter no asin
they say onyamia obetwemu enka no ye hwe concert a won say bia be kasa na it is so Lucifer
nyame ba
Lucifer no ba no so kubo so mo di so sound can say cry oh emi refidi o mo friend ba bon say drum and bo kirikiri sana
sasa bonsamba
hey we dey yes mo won so o ba no what is sound all conversations are Are you sure this guy actually isn't some spirit hovering somewhere? Dr. George Mandi Assembly. Anyway, Mutie Mansa Musa, Mr. Dazi and Rebecca Sayano. I mean, putting jokes aside, he's made his comments, his point very succinctly. I mean, explained everything, why and how and what. Ninyina mwate If you have any other comments, you may come with it, and me, Mansa Musa, I will let you speak. Let me quickly go for a quick overview of this one. Just me find Chim Kekena whilst we take a breather and we'll come back in some few minutes.
As chairman for UK and Ireland chapter, oh you need papa or Jenny or mine who doctor Joanne Negro ya better man. I will vote for Doctor. Understand? I want to takra the man who ya fair. A takra bonus so dear young po. Ya to a baby a manco ya. Dr. Joe Ajimai, a no one. I want to takra the money we are fair.
Okay, Hajia Akumapa Abba Humaniso, but before I make a hono, Mr. Isa Oxy Aku, or Sabaya Miss or Mrs. Swap, or say, make that change happen by voting for Dr. Joe Owusu Ajimai. Mami Sewa or say good evening, Team Joe. Isa a complete Isa a complete in a comment, you know. Was always there for the party, including everyone within and outside the party, any day, anytime. May God continue to strengthen you in good health, Doctor, and thank you for your hard work. So keep the comments coming. Also, not enough to just want to change. You have to go and make the change by voting for Dr. Joe Sajman, the man with qualities of effective leadership, which includes courage, knowledge, and trust. I'll say knowledge. You know, also knowledge, interpersonal skills, ability to communicate effectively, etc., etc., etc. He is a man with a vision and the power to implement that vision. Wompe Dr. Ajima na wompe dien in Akan. You see, I can read Akan as well, tree as well. So now then, let me change the microscope or the microphone. Rather, I need microscope here, Doctor. Okay, so Haja Kumapa Akwabo. Haja Akumapa Akwaba.
Yeah, Mansa Musa.
Yes. Haja Yetiewo.
Hello, Mansa Musa.
Yes.
Me da ase.
You.
Se bi ya boko there.
Yeah, who ye? Ebende.
Me ase. Ye ta si bad there. Asida na di be manyame. Na me chia we tie.
Hello, Haja.
Yeah, Oba. No one berries. Oh. Ireland chapter. NDC, no. That's how come that I would do. But I was only say, it's the morning one. But who shall? No matter that I came one, a use. Yeah, some walk of fatty. And see, Dr. Joe, Sankofa. Sankofa in the sense that Dr. Joe be Antonin Chineo, there be Antonan, but oh yeah, but the Juma will do, baby. No, hotel no, a so no, Sabiota Prate, Nipa and therefore, or Hallmark. And why not? May mess me walk up wrap a phone for no. Na me no de ete e form de na ye sometimes e form no pe push enti na o see form e ba for ye ni ye dimo wa I always say last me ka say radio good call up no o kan call form bia o mo ma ye no mo bi pusher ye dey supporting radio good e ye programs akese ya ama 2020 ni na ye good results na e ba ye no say Baby, no to no politics na no. Papa we no ya dey cry na so ya dey in politics on person will be a better who chaos yo adia me dey me party na me pe o me party na me person o man no so enya ya asumdwe nyina ye nim say NDC ti akonwa mu a asumdwe ba o man no mu obi a ho to pressure no ebi no to say you no say e pressure no eba from nti na you no be edi party echi obey ya papa we dey let what you are doing be known or say o enya fe me nya mfa mpe political position me nya mfa mpe ministerial appointment bia me say o man no ebe koso party ejina na party full soldiers eni beje me yen kasa nkyere you can Allah safrache okatro kwase o chuntu
Aja jina ye mai na why you know to twa
tuma
Haja network. The network is not helping Haja at all. But say the message, you know, yatias here. I don't know, so it's half radio. But yeah, the message, you know, Haja Ediba, you know, I think it's well understood. And I think Dr. George Uswajma and his crew have taken notice or will acknowledge what Haja has brought out. Anyway, it's now 21:34. That is 9:34 here in the UK. It's 8:34 in Ghana. Mutie, Mansa Musa, and the program is as usual. It is Fire Will Burn You. So it is Fire Will Burn You. I must say, for what is worth, that breaking news, almost everyone has taken it up. I have some very top gear sort of people in Ghana sending a message everywhere. So we can only assume or we can only suspect. In fact, I even sent my small, what do you call it, query to one of those top people who sent this Alan Chermanti news about.
On one issue letter.
And I said, look, it's still not signed. And the fellow said, look, that's not very necessary. It is already published and it's true. And it is a better to say, look,
Mansa Musa, I'm saying no better another discussion for another day. Young concentrating.
Oh yes.
As someone question on now, I'm saying make us no. Metinkins for ya the fair Phoebe. Am I na your coy no me campaign manager kind. A year a chair lady Angela.
Haja baso so be we any dinner.
Okay, and Mahajan ye.
Haja we my wa homa no na enim wa ntiafo aba ye tie.
Yo. Mansa Musa ni America ni se wiase. So kwatwe kwase o cha ontuma. Eya no watie ni di. Wiase on now that's all per join this a draw. And that's how join this. Send a bear enkun te. When you sure say I will be continue no near you know ni mu. Enye easy. Mess Ramo, mess UK and Ireland for the right person. The system would be a problem. UK and Ireland are to say upon some AGJ. Some problem. Yeah, this unity can boom. Any sabi, a kind call. No other party near CS, you know, what I would try or do. I'm from any sabi mu pa ebema mu opponent MPP UK and Ireland chapter chairman ebe salute UK for say yes obi di omonim e wo hono dia mesram. The remedy is just one. Dr. Joe Owusu Ajiman le de ye ka kire mu say yes UK and Ireland for Ghana ha ye brew ye bran kasahwe e kom edidi papa ene o UK o sendi nipa 100 pounds e honum enye sika ketewa o but e bedru ha na say why ya dear pa but achepa ye 2 weeks. Let's say nipa no send bisa o sika bio because sika no anso no 1 month enka ni so entisa enka ni so do UK na so send you sika ni piankasa unim say yes hey you can ni mount 30 pounds crampoa and sika ketwa Mansa Musa ene ahalo yesika no toshi she. She said train me liquid soap me anyway no ma me. Mansa Musa na say ya me se me kosua Dettol account any floor cleaner. Do you know how much I'm spending? My spending can getting to 1,000. Getting to 1,000. Ade trader nipa kwa kusua ensano ejuma nketenkete nipa kwa kusua ede ababe bibie didi kekewu unkita over 1,000 to 2,000 a ene untimi nsua ensano ejuma bi te se no soap breaking enye product no boy dene ento maya yetimu no enu tina yesre UK for say yesre mo election mokuwe is you are going to decide for the destiny of the poor, the masses in 4 years to come or even 8 years to come. Hinan sebu na mudi kwa kwashe the best ramo UK and Ireland. I'm very proud of you people. Minimsa munkoye kumewu life ni bi na mumbe kwa kutu aba tese senia asin not for eto abano umudi be you obi a odi mpuntu obeba party ni mu e wo UK minwa obi a wa shebo say me be yi bottom sika 5,000 pounds na me diaka sika ye be bonto a enya e dia anti office onyanka onkan sabi erunti na sister o okatwe kwase obecha ontuma no watini no Dr. Joe sika o spending no ewo constituencies are adapting ɛwɔ Ghana hanom no ɛboro £5,000 ɛnti na me de me say obetimi ayɛ ama na aborɔfo because constituencies are adopting or sponsor omo say you be winning those constituencies with massive resource no ɛboro £5,000 ɛnti mess traffic any demo young one na maza ga albishirin da muke kawo muku kullun daima Dr. Joe Ajimai mutumin kirki mai ladabi mai saukin hali mai gaskiya mai tsoron Allah mai son mutum don Allah kan ku bar mu yi wasu da rayukanmu lokaci ya kai a gefa mai kuriya da yawa saboda ya karbi UK da Ireland da ya gyara muna lamari ai kusan aikin siyasa sai mai hakuri in mutum bai da hakuri bai yawa nyami kan ni nane sai ɛyɛ politics obi edi w'anima odi kwa kodi nkunima ɛyɛ obi a ɔwɔ abotrɛ mo general mosquito ɔkasa ha udi na tem kra wɔ sere ɔbɛdi wɔ atem so ɔde sere ɛni bɛdi wɔ atem ɔwɔ abotrɛ pɔtɔɔ saa bi ɛna ɛde kɔ akɔdi nkunimu bɛs tramo sɛ yɛ de ayɛ de mu na ewie muna yɛ nya ne mo efiri na so muna yɛ tia mo nan so sɛ yɛ srɛ mo yɛ ni da so nyinaa ɛyɛ UK na me srɛ mpanyinfo wɔ ha sɛ yɛbɛsrɛ problem bia ɛwɔ UK hɔ no sɛ yɛ delegate list o sɛ yɛ de ɔmo hwɛ na ɔmo nsɔve nyinaa ma yɛ sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ a obi kɔ no kɔwini a ɛti mu bɛyɛ ne fan sɛ aba me na mewini yɛ obi nkɔgyina beebi nka sɛ yɛtwa ebi gu mu ɛmaa no nti na owini yɛ yɛ deɛ yɛ Dr. Joe deɛ yɛnim sɛ UK foɔ mo agyina ato mprɛko pɛ ɛsan sɛ mohwɛ yɛn a yɛfrɛ yɛka ne ho asɛm yɛbɔ ne ho dawuro no yɛnka asɛm na ɔkyena ɛmbɛsesa asɛm no asɛm no yɛ baako pɛ mutie yɛ ade bia yɛ message ɛne sɛ ɔyɛ obi a ɔwɔ abotrɛ ɔyɛ nukurakafoɔ ɔyɛ obi a ɔdi nukurɛ ɔyɛ obi a ɔdɔ party no ɔnani ku party no ho yɛn sesa yɛ ano ɛnkɔfa biribiara bia ɛmbrɛ mu kɔso nukurɛ no ɛyɛ a na yɛ tuodoo ɛno nti na yɛka kyerɛ mu yɛsrɛ mo doc nyame nka wo ho ɔma nkɔtenten nso so na ɔma die yɛn mu bi die enim sɛ insha Allah owini a wobɛtam party no asɛ wo srɛ so ɛwɔ UK adware na abɔ ne poda abɔ ne kadika jama MPP for ɔmo ayɛ disappointed no krampo no ɔmo no ba bɛ so mu gidigidi na yɛde His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ɛde aba na Ghana ɛkom a ɛku yɛ ɛnɛ no nyame ɛyi yɛ firi saa ɛkom no mu Mansa Musa wotie mi a ɛsan sɛ yɛdɔɔso ɛwɔ ahoma no so nti no mede m'asɛm bɛsi ha ɛsan sɛ yɛse nokora wei ɛyɛ tiawa yɛnkasa tenten na mu UK and Ireland foɔ mo nsoma ɔbɛnya nyansafoɔ ma mo nsoma anammɔntenten pia mede nyame gyam
ayo osi piao odinyame eja obia ebiso haja yedase haja kumapa ena mothi ninkano 9:46 that is the time or 21:46 ewo UK doctor yeah
neda meka say yeda meeting kings for MK for no Mansa Musa the fair for mo ye no ye domase pa ye che Lady Angela oyi o organize ye Mansa Musa hwe ayi sister Adelaide sister Regina kese ene ayi penifo ba ho omusum ayi Aristotle kese na Mansa Musa me say Chairman Conrad onwa na etutu namno utimi se omo aya de pa sa abusua we ene yepese sa ne yepese ye enye ntokwa mom na emom said ye nyina hia ye ne begine ma party na ye nika na foforo beka ye ho Mansa Musa. That's what we are after. Na yakọ etu abawo wi a na start Ghana de no ye ni omo mkope MP ye do mbe ambe omo MP ye papa jo mama abe president ni enya majority no because ye nua no mu ye ni koka ho enya majority Mansa Musa eno na ye adwen enye obi ntokwa awo ko platform so enye obi atem didie so what ase enti media me ni campaign team ye ni ene ye hwe se bit makoye nim ye adwen we nim so on say long so ka say ye planning ahead na the extra ne say party adwuma no so de ye national chairman we fa general mosquito kind no was ye nyento ho yes kese ade ade bi ya so to aso ye na se de yasom no Mansa Musa be ye sure say atiefo no ennim de obetima ye adwuma no omunnim obi onfa adwuma nto ho no be koso aye nti de mesra ne say atiefo mo manimu a o da na odwen ho na betima bo party no na betima ma chapter na sin nas nti Mansa Musa de memeka no me te say eyi neighbor say bia
9180. Hello.
Hello, Mansa Musa.
Me so.
Well, I couldn't blame you for that. Obviously, the butchers at Dawson Market didn't serve you well today, so I can imagine
exactly what I wanted to get you to talk. Listen, yes, you na wukoto tunamuno. Now I will test you on your enamtutu prowess one day. And that is you have to get iron, an inch thick iron, with a sharpened point, like a spear. Then you are going to load a ponchiti or jointy about 10 to 13, 15 on that iron. Put it on a long stove, that is a long fire made. Then somebody will be turning it small until that ojanti is well cooked as a barbecue.
All for yourself. That wouldn't be a problem. I mean, I'm going to do it as the French.
Yes.
The French goes about their wine or their perfume. So don't worry. You help me on that.
Now you are talking. All right. Yeah, go ahead.
But I haven't got much to say. Let me say a big thank you to all my campaign members for diligently confessing as to who Dr. Joe Owusu-Ajman is. As I've always indicated to you, Mansa Musa, either privately or in public, I've always said that this election is not about who leads the chapter, but who really will help the NDC to re-strategize and, do the needful. And the needful is that it is not just about John Mahama. His Excellency is just a figure, but the whole country is crying. We don't care who they present. Either Alan has resigned or not. Either, Baumia, the chief, who Akufo-Addo wants him to cover his back, or the intolerable and, the dangerous. In fact, sometimes I don't even want to mention his name, but see, let me draw back to our campaign. What other I will say this evening is that I thank all my campaign members. Doctor represents the hope and the future for this chapter. If indeed we want to rewrite the history or the books or right the wrongs for this chapter to be itself, I encourage every member of this chapter to assess our programs. We are talking about providing automatic membership cards for members the moment they join, meaning that they are not even going to pay the £10 that is the mandatory or the mandated fees. We have said that we are going to set up an ideas committee, which we shall have part of it being a research sort of compartment or a unit for the chapter, just as I indicated or posited earlier in my submission that I have already gone online and doing my own research analysis on how the NDC can flip a Hunter West and maintain Nabrongo Central. All that one would have needed is to just tap into the research button and say, can we know where our strongholds are within the constituency? Do we have settler communities who, touch base and do the strategic analysis? So this is what we are coming up with. We have actually sat back and said, in fact, we've planned and said that, we want this chapter to reflect what the NDC is in Ghana is all about. When you look at the ascending of elections, that is the model that we are using. For the first time, people didn't even know that there were areas of bases in Ascend which were called Ningo or Ningo Pram Pram and all that. People didn't even know the settler community. So we are looking at someone who generally can do the job. It's a team. We work collectively as a team. Mansa Musa, I can tell you that this time I'm not going to sleep in the studios of Radio Gold. Myself, Doctor, and our team are going to march into these two constituencies. It's something that we are so determined to deliver, not only to the individuals involved, but to the party. We are not only going to ditch our hands into our pockets and say that, comrades, take this amount of dough and go and work, but we are going to make sure that we shall be there with them. We shall go to the grounds and make sure that these seats are won. Therefore, I'm saying to general membership that let's vote for Dr. Joe Owusu-Agyemang. Doctor is a unifier. Doctor can work and will work with anybody that is elected. He stands to, he stands to defend the cause of collectivism. And collectivism in the NDC is the umbrella. It doesn't matter if you are short. It doesn't matter if you are tall. It doesn't matter if you're rich, if you are a poor man, if you are a taxi driver, if you are a warehouse operative. As far as you believe in the ideals of the NDC, equality or egalitarian sort of mentality is what rules or what will pertain for us to be who we are as a group. Therefore, Mansa Musa, I'm not going to say much. The NDC as a political party must look within itself and ask the questions, who do we elect to lead us? And if you should ask me, on any day, any time, anywhere, I think Dr. Joe Owusu-Agyemang possesses, in fact, he goes beyond himself to lead the chapter because he stands for unity, he stands for transparency, he's honest, and I believe that when we elect him as a chairman, we are only going to rejuvenate our base both from here and back home in Ghana, and I believe that will inure to the benefit of the party. But for we winning the 2024 elections, we shouldn't take this chapter for granted. People think you vote for the chairman, he stays here and issue directives, send one or two people back home, touch base with the RID and certain key personalities in the party. This time, what we are preaching is that we are going to make activism part of the branch. People are going to go down and make sure that we work. We are going to work. We are going down there and work. Some of us will dedicate ourselves to the market, to wherever that we need to be here or to be heard. We are going to go that way and make sure that the right things are done. And this, to me and to our team, can only be achieved in its proper context when you have a chairman who is determined, whose determination for the job is unblemished, and who believes in the ideals of the NDC. And therefore, Mansa Musa, I say that a big thank you to Dr. Joe Owusu-Agyemang for availing himself, or perhaps for presenting himself as a tool to be used for this undaunting task. And I believe that we are going to surmount the unexpected. It's a challenge that is surmountable, and I believe that with his goodwill and from the love from the chapter, we are going to do that, making sure that the NDC stands tall above all other interests. Thank you so very much, my brother.
Right. Let me ask you before you go. Do you think you would have wished that one of the contenders will step aside like Alan Chermanti has done? What do you think, Mr. Agini?
Master, if wishes were horses, obviously you and I know what would have happened, but we are going to a competition where all the competitors, or all our competitors, or all the contenders are well groomed to lead this chapter in their own state. But as to whether if I have loved that any of them would have stepped down, the appropriate answer to that question is that Doctor needs not to be contested in the first place. Let me tell you this. I'll be honest, I'm not going to mention names. When we started this business, the first person that I touched base with, he said to me that, yes, I think it's Dr. Stam. He's worked so hard for this party. I believe that, consensusly, he needed to be, in fact, listen, he said he needed to be awarded the chairmanship because he deserves it. But obviously, this is democracy. This is where you have ideas converging to bring the best out of people and all that. So yes, we welcome competition. And to answer that question, yes, I wish there was no contest at all. But as to for someone or two to drop out, I wouldn't say so, because competition brings out the best in us, and I believe that we stand tall per the programs that we've put across, per the demeanor and the his persona and the sort of work he's done for this party since 1996 in this country. I believe that he's got what it takes administratively wise. He's on top of issues. He's handled bigger budgets. He's got the desire, the appetite, the zeal to making sure that the right things are done within the chapter. He intends to uphold the proper administrative processes to making sure that the right things are done. So yes, we are very happy that there's a contest, and we are not shivering at all. We believe that if FEC come up with the right decisions and the right things per the guidelines that were set up by themselves, we genuinely will win these elections without much struggle. So yes, we are looking beyond this, because as a family, we are planning as to how we are going to unite the various forces within the chapter and making sure that we all put our shoulders to the wheel in making sure that the NDC as a collective unit wins the 2024 elections with His Excellency John Dramani Mahama as our arrowhead. So yes, we are happy that there's a competition. Yes.
All right, I will let you go. Don't forget.
Thank you very much, my senior brother. And hopefully on Thursday we are going to meet, and there are a few things that I shall let bear. And I pray Dr. reaches home safely. And another thank you to all the team members who took time off their busy schedules to contribute to the success of this program. Mansa Musa, thank you once again.
Yeah, that's it, baby. Have a good evening. Right. That was Lawrence Agini. He is a campaign coordinator, chairman, everything of Dr. Joe also Ajua. Doctor,
yes.
Just about a minute or so.
Yeah, Mansa Musa. So I think Lawrence has said everything, and I would say this work is not work for somebody who will sit down and just say things will happen. No, we have to go for it. And I ask everyone listening to me tonight and everyone watching me over the Facebook, YouTube, you name it. I would say, look at me, the work that I'm doing for the chapter. Think about it. This is not a election for friendship because somebody is my friend. I'm following the person. This is someone that can get us. Get UK and Ireland united. Get us to Ghana. Get President Mahama and the NDC parliamentarians, I'm talking about the PCs, elected with the biggest majority ever. And that's where we can say, yes, UK, we are there. That should be our goal. That should be the objective. So I'm asking everyone, as the time is coming near, 7th October, please think about one name. That's Joe Owusu Ajiman. Mansa Musa, every program this chapter I've done, I've been there. I would like to see what's happening. I would like to speak to the people organizing it, because by God's grace, if I'm voted as chairman, these are the same people I'll be working with. That's why you see me everywhere, interacting with people and talking to people. And that's what the party needs. We don't want a chairman who doesn't know people, who will come and they say, I don't like this kind of people, I don't like that. As a chairman, whenever there's a problem, you take it, resolve it with the people involved, like we do in every families. And that's the chairman that we want. Chairman who's down to earth, chairman who will be interacting with the people and make sure the right thing is done. Not done by other people, done with the chairman himself contributing to the success of this party. So I would say thank you for listening to us. Thank you for watching us. And Thursday, we come back with the Chi version. Thank you so much and good night.
Before you put your microphone aside and your headphone away and go away, let me ask you, on the ballot papers, do you have a lucky number, a lucky position? I know it's not been printed yet. Do you have a particular position number, 3, 2, 5, that you think is lucky, good for you?
Mansa, I don't believe in those things, you know. What I believe is hard work, and what I believe is getting the work done. And the people will say it doesn't matter we're at the bottom of the ballot paper or the top or whatever. It's your hard work that's people are gonna vote for. So people are so superstitious and be talking about being the first, second, whatever. But I can tell you, in our national election, General Mosquito was he wasn't the first number, isn't it? He won. And then if you look at the Yanum elections just gone, Dr. Baumia was number 10. What happened? So it's not, people are so superstitious and they think when you are number 1, if you sit there, you don't do anything, things will happen. Master Musa, it doesn't work like that. Even in the Bible, God tells us to make sure
I know
hard.
Dangerous things and some wonderful things happen in politics. You are foregoing, so at least you don't want to be the number 5.
Right, okay.
You understand?
If indeed it's number 5,
my sense of humor.
yeah, exactly.
You are 4, so at least you don't expect to be number 5.
Exactly. So when we are talking about numbers, we take it from the numbers that we have. Exactly. So number 5, if it's in existence, unless they open the. So you know, on the serious note, I would say numbers. Yes, sometimes it makes it very easy for the voters to locate when you are at the top or something like that, locate you. But it doesn't matter. We all saw an election where some people will say Asiewo, they won. Other people say Esoro, they won. Some people will say Mfimfiho, they won. So which is which, Mansa Musa?
I remember when I was.
It's all about hard work.
I remember when I was a wee kid. My auntie, I think it was Progress Party, Buzia time. I didn't know, but they were voting. She came back from the voting. My, aunties and all that asking, "Who did you vote for?" To my wife, mention some name. All those who come saying,
yeah, people look at who is handsome on the ballot paper and everything. Yeah, so all is about hard work. And then it's not. You can polish your pictures, you can post as many pictures that you can, but the point is the hard work that people will vote for, because at the moment it's not something that, because election 2024 is around the corner. So I know people will vote for hard work.
If you advise me, I would say let your phone in your face.
Thank you, Mansa Musa. Okay.
Right, so that was Dr. Joe Swajman for tonight, that's Tuesday. Hopefully on Thursday he'll be back to continue. That brings also to the end of the show for tonight. The king of diaspora, Mansa Musa, is ready to pack up and go home. Well, let me say that if you are among the nearly 4,000 on radio, it's about 3,000, I think 3,800 and something. I can't see the hundreds. But yes, if you are among those people listening everywhere, thank you very much. Tomorrow I'll be here with my own rant and my own issues. I'll come and discuss. Having said that, tomorrow, if we are lucky, we'll get someone to come, a guest from one of the political stock, to come and discuss matters with us. So thank you very much. Have a good evening. Have a good evening.
NFM Radio.
Never see